Hi, friends. Time for our Bible story. And today we are on Bible story 11. And this one is titled A King Who Said No. And this is Pharaoh and Moses. Let's hear what's happening here. "Let God's people go," said Moses. "Stop making them do your work." "No," said the king. "God says you must," said Moses. "But I do not do what your God tells me," the king said. Time after time, Moses talked to the king, but the king would not do what God said. "No," the king said. The king made God's people do all his work. They did not get much rest. They did not get much to eat. Then God told Moses what to do. "Go back to the king. Tell him to let my people go, or bad things will happen." But the king did not obey God, so God hurt the king, and he hurt the king's people. The king was afraid. He said, "Take your people and go away." So Moses and his people went to a new home. They went far from the king who said no to God. Something to ask. Number 1, what did Moses want the king to do? Well, that's easy. He wanted the king to obey God. He wanted the king to let God's people go because God said so. Number 2, why did the king say no? The king said no because he told us he does not do what our God tells him to do. Number 3, what made the king say yes? Remember it told us that God hurt the king? Oh, that's what made him give up the people. He let those people go right away when he saw that God was not playing. So when it says that God hurt the king, that means punishment came to him, and God did some things and allowed some things to happen because the king would not listen. Number 4, how can you say yes to God? Well, friends, the way you say yes to God is 1, by being obedient to your parents and by being obedient to your teachers. That's right. You have to obey what the teachers tell you to do, like you have to obey what your parents tell you to do. When you're listening to the rules and you're following them, you're saying yes to God. When God speaks to you, he will speak to you in your heart, and you will know that God is speaking to you. And when you hear him speaking to you, you will know how to answer because you will know it is God. Now, this page here says something to do. Who is saying no to God here? I will not talk to God now. I want to go to God's house. So who's saying no? Is this one saying no to God, or is this one saying no to God? That's right. And you can tell because that face is not happy and those arms are folded. That means that they're saying nope and they're being stubborn. And then we have 2 pictures here. I will not do what mother says. Please tell me about Jesus. Now we have 2. Is this person saying no to God, or is this person saying no to God? Well, this one is because they're saying they're not going to do what mother says. And Tanta just told you that you have to obey your parents. And when you obey your parents and your teachers, adults who are telling you the right thing to do, asking you to get something done, all of that means that you are to follow the rules and be obedient. But when this one is saying, nope, I'm not doing what mother says, they're saying no to God. This one is saying, please tell me about Jesus. So they want to learn about God. So these two people are doing the right thing. And these two people are doing the wrong thing. And I want you to make sure that you know what is right and what is wrong. And you know that because you can tell how you are acting when you have your arms folded, or you have your lips poked out, or you're talking back. And that's how you can determine whether or not you are saying no or saying yes to God. And it starts with obeying your parents. And even in school, your teachers, your principal, the cafeteria ladies. That's when you are knowing you are saying yes or you are saying no. All right, friends? So this story was a good story, and it taught us about this king who wanted to say no to God, and when he did, God sent punishment. And this king was no longer a happy person. He was very, very upset. But that's what happens when you don't obey. You get yourself in trouble. All right, guys? So I will see you on tomorrow. And tomorrow we will see what kind of storybook we have, because on Sundays we go through our story by reading and listening to stories that come from the Bible. That's the book for me. I stand alone on the Word of God, the Bible. The Bible. The Bible. Yes, that's the book for me. I stand alone on the Word of God, the Bible. The Bible. Bible. All right, guys, I want you to be good, and I want you to be kind, and I will see you the next time, which will be tomorrow. Bye-bye.